Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana, yes, tamu sana. Yesterday, there were two by-elections in Kiambu County. One was a parliamentary by-election in Kiamba constituency, which as of now when I'm speaking, tallying has been suspended briefly. And then there was another by-election, a ward by-election at Muguga ward, Kabete constituency. So Muguga ward by-election, the results have been declared, and Jubilee's candidate Mungara Joseph Githinji has won with 4,089 votes, followed closely by UDA's candidate Thumbi Peter Kamau, who has garnered 4,062 votes. You can see the results there. You can see that is standard digital, and it's saying breaking. Jubilee's Mungara Githinji wins Muguga ward by election after getting 4,089 votes against UDA's candidate Peter Kamau's 4,062 after 29 polling stations results in. That's the latest from Muguga ward by election. Jubilee candidate has just won that by election. So what are the lessons we can learn from Muguga ward by election? Having looked at things keenly before and even after this by-election and even right now, I believe there are 6 lessons to learn from that by-election. The first lesson is that UDA is a political party built on quicksand. Since its formation, it has only won 2 MCA seats, London Ward, Nakuru, Rift Valley, and Gaturi Ward, Nyandarua, in Rift Valley. It has never won any seat outside of the Rift Valley. That is the truth of the whole thing. UDA, since its formation, it has never won any seat outside of the Rift Valley region. It has only won 2 seats in the Rift Valley, despite the kind of bravado they have been showing. Secondly, UDA is a political party that is very, very much overrated in Mount Kenya region. Before the election, it was widely believed that UDA was to easily win the Muguga ward by election. According to the kind of hype they were giving the ward by election, everywhere online, they were making it appear as if they are the dominant party in that area. And they kept chest thumping and boasting. These are facts that we witnessed with our own very eyes. So with the results of this by-election, it shows that UDA as a party is very much overrated in Mount Kenya in general, because the by-election in Muguga was a litmus test to see who is who in that area, because the stakes were so high. But at the end of the day, when now results are out, we are seeing that UDA has been beaten. This just shows that they are very much overrated in that area. Thirdly, Kenyans have not moved away from ethnic voting, and come 2022, it will not be very different. Mount Kenya residents will most likely align themselves to Uhuru Kenyatta's Jubilee party. From the by-election results, this one I'm now talking after the results, and we have seen Jubilee party has won. So that's a clear indication that Kenyans have not moved away from their kind of ethnic kind of voting. And 2022, it will not be any different. You know, as of now, Uhuru Kenyatta has not gone to the people directly to start campaigning or even to tell them the way forward. He has been doing it through his maybe handlers. But the moment now Uhuru Kenyatta will directly go to the people and show them the way, I strongly believe in this YouTube channel, it's something I've been repeating here. The day Uhuru Kenyatta will do that, then we will just see the entire mountain miling around the president, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. And that's exactly what I've been saying in this YouTube channel on several occasions. And with the by-election, it's also very, very clear that when our politics will be charged properly, Kenyans will just recede to their ethnic cocoons. That's exactly what seems to come out from this by-election. And then fourthly, sometimes the elected leaders can fail to accurately read the mood of the people on the ground. Kiambu women representative Wamuchomba recently defected, saying Mount Kenya is UDA and Rutonated. The truth of the matter is that she might not have delivered, so she was feeling the heat. What am I trying to say? We saw Wamuchomba being hosted by William Ruto in the Hustler Mansion, I think in Karen. And then when she was defecting, she was saying that the people on the ground were UDA and that they were Rutonated. And they never wanted anything to do with Jubilee or Uhuru Kenyatta. But this by-election has proved otherwise. Has just shown that maybe Wamuchomba or any other leader who has not delivered might think that the people may not want him or her because of the party. But in this case, we can see clearly that Wamuchomba on her own, she might not have delivered. So she was under immense pressure and she thought that it was because of the party. But from these by-election results, we can see clearly it's not really about the party, but it's also about individual performance of a member of parliament. And then on top of that point, let me also congratulate the Muranga women representative, Sabina Chege, who was in charge of that campaigns in Muguga ward. She did a very good job there, and this is how they just delivered this seat. And then fourthly, there is the loud minority and silent majority. You know, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes in politics, you can hear a loud minority talking, and then you think that's the position of the people on the ground. For quite some times, the loud minority have been making a lot of noise. But the silent majority have been very quiet and they have just been waiting for their chance to prove, or rather to show what is happening. The loud minority had their way in Muguga and they made everybody believe that UDA was going to take it. The silent majority who could not talk at that time waited for the ballot, and they did prove that they are the ones who matter on the ballot. And that's how they just, Jubilee Party won that seat. Because it seems to appear that there is a silent majority, Jubilee fans from Mount Kenya, who have not gotten a chance to express themselves. So the UDA loud minority have been making it appear as if the entire Mount Kenya is all about UDA and Ruto. But that might not be the case, because this by-election has just shown us pretty well that there might be a loud minority who might not have been having a chance to express their opinion. So they always express their opinion through the ballot. And then number 6, this by-election confirms Uhuru Kenyatta as the de facto kingpin of Mount Kenya. This by-election, ladies and gentlemen, had been reduced to personalities. Ruto versus Uhuru, Moses Kuria versus Rigathi Gachagua and all these Kieleweke, members of parliament. So Uhuru Kenyatta has finally emerged victorious. Sometimes silence can be strength. Uhuru Kenyatta has been very, very quiet, but doing his things behind the scene. Something that some people might have mistaken to be a political kind of weakness. But now with the results of this by-election, that has just shown pretty well that sometimes silence does not mean a weakness. Uhuru has been deliberately silent, but he knows what he has been doing behind the scenes. And that's what has just come out from this by-election. And then finally, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, this by-election also shows pretty well the kind of campaign machinery Jubilee put in place to make sure they capture this seat. UDA went to the by-election with a lot of overconfidence and some sort of arrogance. They were assuming now that they had the seat. They had already won the seat. While Jubilee, on the other hand, went to the by-election as the underdogs. They took their time properly, having been given a humiliating defeat in Juja, and made their homework properly well. And so where they made the kind of mistakes they made in Juja. So in this by-election, Jubilee Party just rectified the kind of mistakes they made in Juja. First, in this by-election, they identified the right candidates as opposed to Juja, where they just handpicked candidates. And the same thing might have injured also UDA because they just handpicked their candidates. Both in Muguga and also in Kiambaa, they just handpicked candidates. But in Jubilee, we saw them, they had a pool of candidates to choose from. So from this by-election, ladies and gentlemen, we can accurately conclude here that Uhuru Kenyatta and Jubilee Party are the dominant factors as far as politics of the mountain is concerned. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, if you've just bumped on this YouTube channel, tap on the subscription button. Kindly give this video a like. Give it a like, please. God bless you.